Welcome in, turds. I'm going solo for this one, as all the boys are still enjoying the prostate massagers I got them for Christmas, and they couldn't be bothered. Let's pick the winners and best bets on the NFL wildcard round. First up on Saturday, we got the 5-seed Rams at the 4-seed Panthers at 4:30 Eastern Time. In this matchup, we have a rematch of Week 13, where the Panthers actually upset the Rams, as Bryce Young outduels Matthew Stafford, throwing for 3 touchdowns, while Stafford threw for 2 picks. The big story for this game was the turnover battle, obviously, which the Panthers won 3-0. It's hard to win any game when it's that one-sided, even if you're the better team. Overall this season, the Rams offense ranks first in points per game, second in total offense, second in pass yards, 7th in rush yards, and their defense isn't too shabby either. They're 10th in points allowed, 8th in sacks, 7 in interceptions. Looking over at the Panthers offense, they're coming in 27th in points per game, total yards per game, and passing yards per game. Their defense is slightly better, but still are 15th in points per game, 16th in total yards, 20th in rush yards allowed, and 29th in sacks. Their only good stat that they have is their 8th in interceptions with 15. While the Panthers have shown some flashes this year, their only good win was that game against the Rams. They alternated in wins and losses every week of the season until losing their last 2. Until a few weeks ago, everyone thought the Rams were the runaway favorite in the NFC, but they finished the season losing to 2 NFC South opponents in the final 6 weeks. During this stretch, Stafford threw for 6 of his 8 interceptions that he had all year, making them look a little bit more beatable than a lot of people thought earlier. Now, saying all that, the Panthers are about a year or 2 ahead of schedule. Bryce Young is too short to ride this roller coaster. I'm on the Graybeard and the Rams to win the game, but I like the Panthers to cover the points at plus 10.5 at home. The second game on the docket for Saturday is number 7 seed Packers versus the number 2 seed Bears at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. This will be the third matchup between these two this season. They split the first 2 games, both coming down to the wire. The first ending on a Caleb Williams pick, and the second ending with Williams throwing one of the most impressive balls of the season. The Packers' defense looked to be one of the best in the NFL in the early parts of the season, but finished the year slightly above average. 11th in total points, 12th in total yards, but only 21st in sacks and 28th in interceptions. And their offense this season has been less than impressive in my opinion. Finishing 16th in points per game, 16th in yards, 18th in pass yards, and 25th in time of possession. As mediocre as the Packers' defense has been, they look like the 85 Bears compared to the 2025 Bears. They were 23rd in points allowed, 29th in total yards allowed. The only saving grace for this defense was them leading the NFL in interceptions with 23. These teams are heading in 2 different directions to finish off the year. After losing Parsons, the Packers have given up 34 points to the Broncos and 41 to the fighting Snoop Huntleys. Caleb Williams' ascension throughout the season and propensity to make the impossible throw in clutch situations, combined with the dominant run game that can control the clock, makes me lean towards the Bears. I think Jordan Love continues to catfish Packers fans and shows what he really is in the playoffs. Give me the Bears to win on the money line at plus 1.5. Starting off the Sunday slate, we got the number 6 seeded Bills at the number 3 seeded Jaguars at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. In this matchup, it's the perennial powerhouse versus the up-and-comers. While Josh Allen's stats this year aren't as good as years past, he still willed this team on several occasions this season, including a game where he threw for 3 touchdowns and rushed for another 3. The real story of this team, though, is the emergence of James Cook, who has become a top 3 running back in the league. On the other side, Trevor Lawrence finally appears to be what we always thought he could be. Turns out if Urban Meyer spent more time working with Lawrence and less time soliciting the company of young women, maybe he could have had success in Jacksonville too, but I doubt it. The Jags have been loading up on both sides of the ball with draft picks that seem to be paying off with competent coaching. Their defense ended up 8th in points per game, 11th in total yards, and 2nd in interceptions. but the real strength on D is their run D, finishing at the top of the league in rush yards. Their offense has substantially improved as well. They were 6th in points per game, 11th in both pass and rush yards, and 4th in time of possession. This game is strength on strength, with the best run offense versus the best run defense. I have been a believer in the Jags all season, and they've proven me right, ending the year on an 8-game win streak, with one of them coming on the road against the number 1 seed. The Jags are at home, but I lived in Jacksonville for a hot second, and I don't trust anyone that wants to call that home. Give me Superman and the Bills run game with their playoff experience and Josh Allen's will to win. As where to put your money? Bills minus 1.5. The second game of the day on Sunday is the number 6 seeded 49ers at the number 3 seeded Eagles at 4:30 Eastern Time. Those of you that watch the channel, you know how I'm a diehard Niner fan for life, but going into this game, after last week's performance, my confidence is not very high. They are signing guys off the street to play linebacker before this matchup. Brock Purdy has been absolutely tearing it up since return from injury, but missing Trent Williams last week made him look pedestrian. The Eagles have one of the most talented defenses in the NFL with first-rounders all over the D-line, but they haven't been near as dominant as they were last year. Their offense, on the other hand, has looked pathetic at times. On 2 occasions this year, they had 0 passing yards in the second half. They were 19th in total points per game, 24th in total yards, 18th in rush yards. The defense is legit and healthy now, finishing 5th in points per game, 8th in pass yards, 12th in sacks, but 22nd in rush yards. The Niners' offense looks much different than years past, finishing 24th in rush yards, but still 10th in points per game, 8th in total yards, and 6th in pass yards. The defensive stats were brutal. Dead last in sacks, Myles Garrett himself had more than all of the 49ers. They're 30th in interceptions, but still somehow 13th in points allowed per game. You would think Philly should be able to exploit this group of no-namers defense, but Barkley seems to be still tired from last year, and Jalen Hurts forgot that he's actually good at running the ball. Their offense is so vanilla that even the Niners might be able to get a few stops. Come on. You think I'm picking against the Niners? I'm riding the best quarterback and coach in the NFL. Niners win, causing the Eagles fans to swarm the field and eat Coach Sirianni alive. Yes, I do realize I'm a delusional Niners fan. Since I'm incapable of picking against them, put your money on the over at 44.5. The last game of the day on Sunday is the number 7 seeded Chargers at the number 2 seeded Patriots. The Chargers offense is the AFC version of the 49ers defense. They have been playing most of the year without their 2 stud offensive tackles, also without their top 2 running backs going into the year, losing Najee early and Hampton for a substantial chunk of the year. The combination of those 2 factors has Herbert running for his life, this year totaling nearly 500 yards on the ground, and probably the reason why he's now playing with a broken hand. As for the home team, unfortunately for all NFL fans outside of the Northeast, the Patriots appear to be back with an MVP caliber quarterback again. Drake May is tearing it up this year in his second year in the NFL, leading the league in QBR and completion percentage. But who have they really beaten? They have 1 win over a team with a winning record. And one of their losses was to the team that earned the number 1 overall pick next year in the Raiders. It was one of the easiest statistical schedules of all time. Against the schedule, though, the offense was 2nd in points per game, 4th in total yards, 4th in pass yards, and 6th in rush yards. Outside of sacks and interceptions, where they landed at 22nd in the league, the defense was pretty damn good, finishing 4th in total points and 8th in total yards. Even with the easy road, the Patriots have clearly gotten better as the year's gone on. I think the Patriots beat a dead horse here with Vrabel in May. It looks like all of us are going to have to listen to the massholes brag about their football team for another 10 years. Patriots win and cover as 3.5-point favorites. To close out Wild Card Weekend on Monday night, we got the 5-seeded Texans at the 4-seeded Steelers at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, where a team that doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs goes against the hottest team in the NFL. The Steelers had a typical Tomlin year where they had no business having a winning record. Their offense is comprised of one wide receiver, a quarterback, 5 years past his prime, and no run game. They started the year hot, but even then they didn't look like a contender. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Texans opened the year 0-3 when many thought they were a Super Bowl contender. They have since turned it on. Stroud looked like a shell of himself in the first few weeks, but the defense has looked good all year. After returning for concussion, though, Stroud has hit his stride, and they haven't lost since. He brought back the offensive stats to the middle of the pack, finishing 13th in points per game, 14th in pass yards, and 3rd in time of possession. Like I said, though, that defense has been humming all year. They are 2nd in points, 1st in total points, 6th in passing yards, 4th in rush yards, 7th in sacks, and 3rd in picks. Top 7 in every major category. I can't see this being a game even worth watching, honestly. I will say Rodgers has had 2 or 3 games this year where he looked like his old self for moments. He is still one of the best throwers of the football I've ever seen in my life, but not against this defense. I got the Texans knocking Rodgers' smug ass back into the darkness where I think all NFL fans want him to stay this time. Texans win and crush the spread of -3. Well, that'll do it for this one, turds. Should be an exciting NFL wildcard week. If you like our content on the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, tell your mom I said hi.